It's usually fever, and you have the four C's: fever, cough, coryza, tipon.
Conjunctivitis, parang namumula yung mata, namamaga yung mata. But then after a few days, ma-follow na dahil yung mag-develop na siya of rashes. Yan, ilang rashes, ma-start siya sa anta, pagpamaba, sa tulong sa tiig. Yeah, once maulian na sila, kanaihan rashes, maghinay-hinay ko nagkapig. Ikan sa atan, maghinay-hinay ko siyang kapig, padulo sa tiig niya. Mura siya mag-brown-brown ang rashes.
Early symptoms of your polio is that there fever, fatigue, there is vomiting, neck stiffness, and things in the, especially in the lower lips.
Polio, meron kasi yung non-paralytic polio eh. Para ka lang din na flu, para ka natrangkaso, fever, yung mga ganyan, parang lahi ng paminaw. And then, after a few days, yung people yung paralytic polio, dito na siya makabati o yung murad mag-weak na yung kanyang mga muscles, so hindi niya naman ilok yung kanyang mga muscles. Yun yung mga signs ng paralytic polio.
Ako naka-experience ko 2 measles outbreak. First is during 2014 when the train ko as a pediatrician, and then second na outbreak was 2018 while the train ko as an infectious disease specialist. So during that time, the mood ko level ito sa mga bata because they were admitted with some measles and its complications like alimanga, invasion, pneumonia, mapisod yung hawa, and nantuban gaan sa palitis. Napali isa ka bata may namita. By we know po na kay measles, especially severe measles, bubo ang vitamin A. So there is vitamin A deficiency and kabalungan found importante kaayo ang vitamin A sa ating mata.
I have my fair shares of memorable experience, especially for patients who are diagnosed with polio. With measles. So far with polio, I haven't had patients now with polio so far with the vaccination. But with measles, I have a few cases, and it's very memorable because some of them even died.
Ako never na narito ang polio patient. Salamat sa effort sa vaccinations at ng mga healthcare workers and officials from the 1980s and 1990s. Pero nakoy uncle na naparalyze siya tungod sa polio. So kabalod ko sa
Now take your seat. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to each and everyone. Once again, maayong buntag sa tanan. Alright, so good morning everyone. Welcome to Advocacy Forum on Measles-Rubella bivalet oral polio vaccine supplement immunization activity. Now, before anything else, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce myself. My name is DJ Vaughn from a New West FM radio station in Butuan City, and I will be your host for this morning's activity. Now, this program would not be complete without the acknowledgements of the LCs and the LGUs. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause from Butuan City. Let's give a big hand for the Mayor of Butuan City, Honorable Ronnie Vicente C. Lagnada. Big round of applause, please. And also we have the Committee Chair on Health, Dr. Eduardo S. Gonzalez. Let's give a big round of applause. Also, we have the Development Management Office 4 of Butuan City. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome, we have Ma'am Herodina D. Preston. And also, the LCS and LGUs from Agusan del Norte. Ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of Agusan del Norte. Let's give a big round of applause, please, for Honorable Maria Angelica Rosdel M. Amante. And also, the Provincial Health Officer of Agusan del Norte. We have Dr. Odelio Y. Ferrer. Big round of applause, please. Mayor of Cabadbaran City, Honorable Judy C. Amante. The City Health Officer 2 of Cabadbaran City. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for Dr. Jose Zaldi R. Secote. The Development Management Officer 5 of Agusan del Norte. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big hand for Dr. Jane Y. Lugo. The HEPO Designate of Agusan del Norte. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Sir Joshua Cuadra. And also coming from Agusan del Sur, the Governor of Agusan del Sur. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause for Honorable Santiago B. Canet Jr. The Provincial Health Officer of Agusan del Sur, Dr. Jacqueline Frances M. Monville. The Mayor of Bayugan City. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big hand for Honorable Kirk A. Asis. The City Health Officer of Bayugan City. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Jean E. Maningo. We have the Development Management Officer 5 of Agusan del Sur. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Dr. Sandria C. Yu. And also coming from Surigao del Norte, the Governor of Surigao del Norte. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big hand for Honorable Robert Lindon S. Barbers. The Provincial Health Officer of Surigao del Norte, Dr. Maria Isabel B. Maquinano. Also, we have Honorable Pablo Ives L. Dumlao II, the Mayor of Surigao City. The City Health Officer of Surigao City, Dr. Evangelita P. Notada. Let's give a big round of applause, please. We have the Development Management Officer 5 of Surigao del Norte, Sir Erwin G. Pingal. The HEPO Designate of Surigao del Norte, we have Ma'am Maurice Cabarles. Let's give a big round of applause, please. And also coming from Agusan del Sur, ladies and gentlemen, the Governor of Surigao del Sur, we have Honorable Alexander T. Pimentel. The Provincial Health Officer 2 of Surigao del Sur, Dr. Eric T. Montes Claro. The Mayor of Bislig City, Honorable Florencio C. Garay, represented by, we have Nicolas Craton, the Assistant City Administrator. Let's give a big round of applause, please. Also, we have the City Health Officer 2 of Bislig City, Dr. Brenda Estrella, together with Dr. Rica de Guzman, Medical Officer. We have the Mayor of Tandag City, Honorable Roxanne C. Pimentel. Big round of applause, please. We have the City Health Officer of Tandag City, Dr. Ruth M. Araz. The Development Management Officer 5 of Surigao del Sur, Dr. Glina B. Andoy. From the province of Dinagat Island, Ladies and gentlemen, the governor of a province of Dinagat Island, we have Honorable Nilo de Mere Jr. Let's give a big round of applause. The First Lady of province of Dinagat Island, we have Ma'am Marichu de Mere. We have the OIC Provincial Health Officer 2 of province of Dinagat Island, Mr. Dr. Vin Johan Manlapas. We have the Development Management Officer 5 of the province of Dinagat Islands. We have Ma'am Lucita Tagudin. Let's give a big round of applause. We have the HPO2 of Dinagat Island. We have Ma'am Christina Anover. Also the LGOO5, Department of Interior and Local Government, DILG Caraga. We have Mr. Job Daniel Cason. And also would like to acknowledge, we have the DMO3, Mr. Robert Campana. Let's give a big round of applause. The City DOH Office Butuan and also the HEPO CHO Butuan, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dart Esguera. And also we have our national government agencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Philippine Information Authority or PIA Caraga, Ms. Nora Molded, the Information Officer. Together with the staff, thank you and good morning. And also the Department of Interior and Local Government, we have Mr. Job Daniel Cason, LGOO6. Together with the DOH CHD Caraga, Dr. Cesar C. Cason, Director 4. The Local Health System Development Division Chief, Dr. Ernesto E. Pareja. Let's give a big round of applause, please. We have the Nurse 5 from the Health Promotion and Communication Management Unit. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Nurse Romeline Esther T. Santos. And also the Health Education and Promotion Officer 2, we have Ma'am Feby Rani D. Buque. Let's give a big round of applause. Welcome, ma'am. And also the Development Management 4, we have Ma'am Cheryl Plaza. We have Nurse 5 from NIP Coordinator, we have Ma'am Sharon Koha. And also the WHO Consultant, we have Dr. Rabiul Z. Sarker. Let's give a big round of applause. And also we have our media partners, we have SMNI. Thank you so much. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before anything else, folks, I'd like also to acknowledge the we have the Agusan del Norte board member. We have Sir Jake Carmona. Let's give a big round of applause, please. And also, together with the media partners as well, we have the Hope Radio and once again, the SMNI. Let's give them a warm of applause, please. Now to officially start with our program, ladies and gentlemen, and of course to give his welcome remarks, let's welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our DOH CHD Caraga Director, Dr. Cesar C. Cason.
May buntag sa atong tanan. Good morning to all, especially our partners from the local government unit. Of course, we have SP Dick Carmona of Agusan del Norte, Dr. Ed Gonzalez of Butuan City. We also have the representative of Mayor Garay, Nicolas Caraton. Sir, morning. And to all the health officers of the different LGUs, may buntag sa atong tanan, Dr. Rabiol, morning, and to all the staff and partners of this undertaking, may buntag once again. So it is my great pleasure and honor to welcome you to this very important advocacy forum to accelerate our shared goals for the 2023 MR-bOPV campaign. Your tremendous support and presence this morning are a true testament to your commitment to our collective endeavors in pursuit of the highest standards of health for all. Embarking on the MR-bOPV campaign presents both a challenge and opportunity. The many health problems we encountered have seen that vaccines are fundamental to public health. Vaccines are vital tools to ensure healthy lives and promote the well-being of all ages, which is something we all envision for ourselves, for our families and friends, for our communities, and for our society. However, recent reports and data shows the grim possibility of an outbreak of vaccine-preventable diseases such as measles, rubella, and polio. Due to the low immunization coverage rates, alongside the threat of the COVID-19 pandemic and other multifactorial causes undermining the years of efforts to eradicate these vaccine-preventable diseases, children are placed at risk of its detrimental effects. Our challenge today is not just to heed the urgent call to prioritize the vaccination of our children, but to ensure that every child is reached. As public health emergency remain a risk to our communities, solidifying our wall of immunity is paramount. In striving to achieve optimal protection against these many threats to public health, we underscore the significance of life-saving power of vaccines and the need to ramp up vaccine coverage. Recently, we have launched the MR-bOPV in provinces, cities, and municipalities all over Caraga. Notably, we have made impressive progress, especially with the coordinated efforts of each and everyone, and most especially with the enabling support and action of our esteemed governors and mayors, together with the ever-dynamic health officers and our partner agencies and stakeholders. But we are not yet there. Now is not the time to be complacent. We must continue to intensify our strategies and initiatives for our children to have the opportunity to grow healthy, productive, and enable them to reach their full potential. Our convening this morning in light of the MR-bOPV campaign is an opportunity for us to realign and recommit ourselves to our goal of bringing us closer to a healthier and more prosperous world. Likewise, we emphasize your essential roles for making significant progress and yielding high coverage as we venture into rolling out the program. As leaders and key movers of our localities, your capacity and influence have the utmost potential to leave a resounding impact in a bid to overcome the health challenges we are facing. Vaccines are effective in curbing the spread of measles, rubella, and polio in our communities. It is even more vital that we work in cohesion to reach the most vulnerable children and ensure no child is left behind. We have seen and felt the substantial gains born out of our extensive COVID-19 vaccination campaign, and little by little, we are reaping the benefits of being safe and protected from its risk. We hope to replicate the same outcome as we embark on this nationwide MR-bOPV campaign. We at the Department of Health Center for Health Development, Caraga, remain committed to supporting and providing necessary technical and financial assistance to our partners, local government units, and stakeholders in accelerating vaccination to address these multiple health threats and ensure that every eligible child is safe and protected. As we continue to confront the pressing health issues of our time, it is paramount that we do so in a spirit of absolute solidarity and community action. In improving the health situation of our region, it is integral that we rise onto the challenge as each of us plays a vital role in determining the success of our massive endeavor. The Lenten strides where we have taken an outpouring of support of all our local government units, partners, stakeholders, signifies your inspiring willingness to be part of this historic movement. The unalloyed efforts and contribution of each and everyone provides us the momentum to steer the trajectory to a healthier and equitably progressive society that we all aspire and deserve. Let us remain unceasing in striving to attain not just our shared goals and to protect and save lives, but to ensure all children are afforded the same optimal life outcomes in setting that is safer, healthier, and fairer. Together, let us boost our children and communities' protection against these preventable diseases and be the solid foundation on which we build on an empowered and resilient society. I look forward to today's proceedings and wish us all a productive activity. May our unprecedented collaboration redound to the meaningful success of all. Thank you and maayong buntag sa inyong tanan.
Papa Vaccine! Bakunada! Sige kang ligtas! Nagbabantang kalaban na dating napuksa, muling lumalaganap.
Thank you so much once again, our DOH CHD Caraga Director, Dr. Cesar C. Caston. Once again, let's give a big round of applause, please. And also would like to, before we proceed, I'd like to acknowledge, of course, the DXMK Magic FM as one of our media partners. And also we have the Medical Officer 3, the Governance Cluster, DOH. We have Dr. Irish Gia Magtibay. Let's give a big round of applause, please. And also we have the CHO Butuan, or City Health Office Butuan, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Henry D. Plaza. Let's give another round of applause, please. And also as we continue, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to call on for the presentation of accomplishments and updates. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to our DMO4. We have Ma'am Cheryl Mary Plaza. Big round of applause, please.
In my respect to our guests and visitors for this morning activity, good morning to each and everyone. So this morning, I am tasked to present our updates and the accomplishment of the implementation of our MR-bOPV supplemental immunization activity. So before giving you the updates, let's just go back to the objectives of this MR-bOPV SIA. So we have these 5 objectives: to ensure the high-quality measles and polio immunization response, to interrupt the transmission of measles virus, to interrupt the transmission of poliovirus types 1 and 3, to provide technical guidance on infection and prevention control, to minimize the COVID-19 transmission, and to prevent additional outbreak burden in the healthcare system. So for the targets of this campaign, all children aged 9 to 59 months old shall be vaccinated with the Measles-Rubella vaccine regardless of their immunization status, and all children aged 0 to 59 months old shall be vaccinated with the bOPV regardless of immunization status. So the activity shall be synchronized and completed within 4 weeks, including our Rapid Convenience Monitoring, or the RCM, the map-ups for the missed children, the follow-ups of the deferred children, and for refusals. So for our target for this immunization campaign schedule, so for the first 2 weeks, we are targeting to accomplish 85% of the total target, and then for the week 3, to accomplish 90%, and for the week 4, to accomplish 95%. So for the first 2 weeks for the month of May, we are going to have the intensive simultaneous vaccination in all barangays using our strategies, the fixed vaccination post, the temporary vaccination post, and then the house-to-house. So for the target for this MR-bOPV SIA for May 1 to 31, 2023, nationwide for the whole Philippines, we are targeting for our 9 to 59 months old who will receive the Measles-Rubella vaccine, a total of 9,509,585. And for our bOPV, the 0 to 59 months old, a target of 11,108,115. And for the vitamin A for the 11 months, we have the 6 to 11 months, we have 1,065,784. And for the 12 to 59, we have 8.9 million. So for Caraga region, our total eligible target for our measles, rubella, or the 9 to 59 months old, we have 276,101. And for our MR-bOPV, the 0 to 59 months old, we have 151,622. And for our vitamin A 6 to 11 months, we have 30,318. And for the 12 to 59 months old, we have 260,938. So for the breakdown of our eligible target for the MR and MR-bOPV, San del Norte for MR, we have 36,256. And for the MR-bOPV, 11,905. For Agusan del Sur, 81,749 MR, 35,249 MR-bOPV. For Surigao del Norte, 50,211 MR, 31,124 MR-bOPV. Surigao del Sur, 61,523 for MR, and 28,102 for MR-bOPV. For the province of Dinagat Islands, we have 11,895 for MR, and 4,973 for MR-bOPV. And for Butuan City, 34,467 for MR, and 40,269 for the MR-bOPV. So for our accomplishment, as of May 9, 8 p.m., so we started the vaccination May 2. So we have already 6 days in implementing our SIA campaign. So the number of children immunized for the measles, rubella for the whole region, we have a total of 151,893 with an percent accomplishment of 55.01%. So the color code of our map. So by the way, for the quick count, the source of this data is the quick count from the different LGU, in which our deadline for the submission is every 9 p.m. of the day. So this is the quick count, not using the not the system, the shears, but the quick count are reported by the different LGU. So based on the quick count, Caraga region is #1 for the whole Philippines, with accomplishment of 55.01% for the measles, rubella. So congratulations to each and every one. So the color code is for red, 0 to 74% accomplishment. For yellow, 75 to 94%. And for green, 95% and above. So as you can see on the map, the only province with different color, yellow, congratulations to the province of Agusan del Norte for the measles, rubella. So the accomplishment per province, so for Butuan City, we have 54.04%. Agusan del Norte, 77.63%. Agusan del Sur, 48.07%. Surigao del Norte, 46.53%. Surigao del Sur, 60.38%. And Dinagat Islands, 44.67%. So for the per municipality, per province. So for the province of Agusan del Norte, so this is the accomplishment. So the yellow, or the municipalities who have reached 75 to 94%, we have Tubay, RTR, Magallanes, Carmen, and Las Nieves. But if you will look at the accomplishment of the other municipalities, so the accomplishment ranges from 60%. No, ang lowest is only 60%, 66.65%. So for this campaign to be able to achieve the first 2 weeks target of 85%, we are aiming to reach 10% increase per day. To reach at least for the first 2 weeks, 90%, Caraga region will reach 90%. Then now let's go to the province of Agusan del Sur. So for the province of Agusan del Sur, the whole province got an accomplishment of 48.5%. And the highest municipality is San Luis with 63.3%. Then for the province of Surigao del Norte, the whole province got an accomplishment of 49.64% and Surigao City with 45.07%. And the highest municipality, we have Socorro with 66.51%, no, for the province of Surigao del Norte. Now let's go to the province of Surigao del Sur. So for the whole province, we had an accomplishment of 63.94%, and we have 3 municipalities with an accomplishment of 75 to 94%. So we have Carrascal, Madrid, and Carmen, Surigao del Sur, with an accomplishment of 75.3% for Carmen, Carrascal is 75.8%, and Madrid is the highest with 76.36%. Then for the 2 cities, for Tandag, we have 66.5%, and for Bislig, 46.03%. Then for the province of Dinagat Islands, so the whole province got an accomplishment of 47.55%. And the highest is Cagdianao with 64.42%, followed by Tubahon, 61.58%. So that's the accomplishment for our Measles-Rubella. So now let's go to our bivalent oral polio vaccine coverage. So for our oral polio vaccine, we were able to identify priority barangays to be given with for this campaign for the oral polio vaccine or the OPV. So we prioritize all the cities in Caraga region and then the GIDA areas. So for the whole region, our coverage for the MR-bOPV is 50.53%. And the highest is the province of Agusan del Norte with 68.86%, followed by Butuan City, 53.12%. Then we have Surigao del Sur, 52.37%, Surigao del Norte, 49.66%, Agusan del Sur, 42.29%, and Dinagat Islands, 38.97%. So, medyo di kayo tamaano sa MR-bOPV kay limited pa man lang ang ato ang matagaan karon. So, kana pa lang sila ang ato ang mga priority nga areas. But let's take a look also for the per municipality. So, as you can see in our table that there are municipalities with 0 target. So, meaning they are not on the list of the priority areas to receive the MR-bOPV. But with the priority areas, for the green municipalities who have reached 95% and above, we have Kitcharao, Habonga, and Tubay. Then for 75 to 94, we have RTR, Buena Vista, and Las Nieves. Now for the province of Agusan del Sur, so with a coverage or accomplishment of 41.55%, the highest municipality with an accomplishment of 80.65%, it's Talacugon for Agusan del Sur. Followed by, we have San Luis with 65.06%. Then for the province of Surigao del Norte, for the whole province with an accomplishment of 44.89%, so the highest municipality who have reached already 108.64%, we have Alegria, then followed by Pilar with 80.43%. Then for the province province of Surigao del Sur with an accomplishment of 43.04%. So the following municipalities with more than 100% accomplishment for the MR-bOPV, we have Barobo and Cantilan. And then followed by 80% and above, we have Carmen with 80.13 and Lanusa 87.13. Then for the province of Dinagat Islands, so the whole province got an accomplishment of 42.06%, and the highest is the municipality of Dinagat with 75.90%, and also followed by Cagyanao with 67.06%. So we are almost done with the 2 weeks na intensive vaccination for this SIA. So for the third and fourth week, that will be the conduct of our rapid convenience monitoring staff to check vaccines to those missed children and the deferred children. So with that, thank you very much and congratulations to each and everyone.
Thank you so much. Once again, let's give another round of applause, please, to our DMO of 4. We have Ma'am Cheryl Mary Plaza. And of course, to continue, let us welcome, ladies and gentlemen, our MRC Communication Materials and Presentation of DILG Memorandum. Ladies and gentlemen, our HEPO 2, we have Ma'am Fabi Rani Buke. Let's give another round of applause, please.
A pleasant morning to our beloved guest. And also would like to say hello and good morning to our viewers, because we are live via our official Facebook page, DOHCHD Caraga. So we are being viewed all over Caraga region. So first, before I proceed with my presentation, I would like to congratulate everyone. Please, let's give ourselves a very big round of applause. Tapos, please look at the person in front, sa likod, sa kilid nimo, no, and say, good job. See, let's do that again. So, first muna, 3 claps, 3 claps. 1, 2, 3, then you look at the person beside you or in front or sa likod and say, good job again. Is that okay? So, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, good job. All right. Good job. So, you've seen now our accomplishments over the past week. So, grabe, no? Bakbakan ang ating efforts. So, we've seen the results of our health workers at the ground, no? Immunizing the 0 to 5 children for this MR-bOPV SIA campaign. So, let us colorful atong map kanina. So we have the green, the red, the green, and the yellow colors. But we have still a challenge ahead of us, diba? To change those colors, no, especially those red and yellow areas to green. Kaya ba? Kaya. Kakayanin. So with that, I would like to invite you to say, Chikiting Ligtas sa MR-bOPV SIA. When I say Chikiting Ligtas, you say sa MR-bOPV SIA. Agreed? Sige, go. Chikiting Ligtas? Sa MR-bOPV SIA? Yes. So, that is our vision, no? So, who would not want to have a future in which our community has no cases of measles, polio, or rubella. Diba? So, who among you here have 0 to 5 children? Sino ba? Nasa gawas. So, I know kung wala man sa inyo, you have your pamangkin, your niece and nephews who are at risk of these diseases. I myself, wala pa ko'y child, but I am trying to conceive I am looking to a future in which my child in the future will not be experiencing these diseases. So I know na some of you might have seen this presentation, but for the benefit of those who are watching to us live, I will give you a brief background on why we are doing this MR-bOPV. Next slide, please. Okay. So looking at this arrow, in 2019, the Department of Health has already nag-declare sila na polio has returned after 2 decades of being a polio-free Philippines. So that was 2019. No? So many children, why? Ano kaya yung reason? What could be the reason for that? In last 2019, many children missed vaccinations and were unable to complete immunization for polio, rubella, measles, which led to an outbreak of polio. Now, here comes the pandemic in 2020 to 2021 and 2022. So with the parents, they're afraid of having their children infected with the COVID-19 virus kasi kasagsagan to ng pandemic, di ba? We've seen increased cases of COVID-19 and at least ang mga bata gihapon. So, ang vaccination efforts, they were vaccinated against these measles, polio, and rubella diseases that are preventable. Next slide, please. So, let's go back again. Ano ang polio? Kasi there was a survey conducted previously that that parents are parang confused sila, no? When they are confusing the lifelong results. What is the impact of these diseases to their children and deadly and attacks the spinal cord and nerves of the muscles in the feet, legs, which may lead to paralysis. So it is an ascending infection. So if the child will be affected with these diseases, it could be dangerous for them, and our 0 to 5 years old children are susceptible to these diseases. So next slide, please. For rubella naman, tigdas, hangin-hangin. So some of the parents have actually not known, no? So si rubella. So rubella is what we call the tigdas hangin or the German measles. So in fact, it is also an infectious caused by infectious virus. So if pregnant women gets infected with this disease, she may lose her child or give birth to a child with congenital malformation. So the only way to prevent this is vaccination. Next slide, please. For measles or tigdas, so this is actually also caused by a virus and infectious condition. Now, may cause severe complications including blindness, encephalitis, ear infection, and pneumonia, and can cause death for the children, for those susceptible with these diseases. So kung yung mga unvaccinated children are at risk sila in getting these diseases and complications, also experiencing the complications. So for the parents who are watching us live, so please have your children vaccinated because you do not want them to experience these diseases, or we do not want them to experience mga lifelong effects of these diseases if they are unvaccinated. So next slide, please. So if an outbreak occurs, we place our child or our children at risk of developing or even dying from diseases that can be prevented by vaccines, no, that have been long proven na effective. So our vaccines have been around for more than 40 years already. siguro some of you who might be 30 years old, 20 years old now, 40 years old, have been vaccinated by these vaccines by your mother, no? So, kung kamo mismo gipabakunahan sa inyong parents, kamo mismo giprotektaran sa inyong mga parents, no? So, how much more sa inyong part, no? You have to replicate that, and that is the responsibility sa parents, no? Nga protektahan niya ang iyang mga anak. So, that's one reason to bring your child to the vaccination site para bakunahan against MR and polio. So next slide, please. So if an outbreak occurs, which is actually preventable siya, it will become a burden sa ating local governments. Now, I understand na we do not have our mga LCEs around, but we have representatives of the LCEs, but the people present here may influence, may lobby the program to the LCEs nato. No? So, kita is part of the local government, part of the people that could make a change, spark change, at the ground level. No? So, if we will prevent, we will act now. We can prevent an outbreak. No? So, if there is an outbreak kasi, additional funds and personnel will be allotted to focus on specific diseases, and to stop this spread of the disease, in which we could actually focus those funds to other areas nga for development purposes also, no? But to prevent that, we have to act now to prevent the MR and polio nga outbreak. So many citizens will need health services if ever that an outbreak will occur. And this will actually, in the long run, will burden our healthcare system, our hospitals, no? So it will also divert the resources and time away from the COVID-19 efforts nato to respond to these possible outbreaks sa MR and sa measles, rubella, and polio. Next slide, please. All right, so if we will face a difficult situation if this diseases causes an outbreak while COVID-19 is still here, no? So recently, it was actually announced by WHO na COVID-19 is not an emergency health situation anymore, but then we are still faced with cases sa ating local ground na makita nato nga nagihapoy ubay-ubay nga na in fact aning COVID-19. So just to prevent pod nga we will be tackling two the outbreaks at the same time, or two diseases at the same time, we have to have this MR-bOPV. And then we have to convince also our parents nga dapat nato silang dadun sa ato mga vaccination sites, no? So, next slide, please. So, there is no treatment for polio, rubella, and measles. Vaccination is the only effective way to prevent the possibility of an outbreak. Next slide. So, that is why we have this SIA, or Supplemental Immunization campaign, geared towards protecting our 0 to 59 years old. So we are giving measles, rubella vaccines for 9 to 59 months old, and oral polio vaccine for 0 to 59 months old. So next slide, please. So this has actually been discussed by Ma'am Che. I will just run through sa ato ang efforts. So na atay mga fixed post and temporary post around. So for those parents listening, parents, si auntie, si uncle, lolo at lola, bring your child to the vaccination sites near you. All right, so vaccines will be given sa kanipod ng mga schedule natay, but this was actually discussed by Ma'am Cheryl Plaza earlier. So with the first 2 weeks, we have first 2 weeks dapat na we have reached 90% na target nato, but ongoing pagyapon ng atong efforts for to increase the numbers at to have more children protected against measles, rubella, and polio. Next slide, please. So now, we will try to impart to you as influencers of our LCEs and also as part of the governing bodies sa atong mga LGUs. You have the power and your leadership is important in preventing the spread of polio, rubella, and measles. Your support will be needed for the entirety and the success of this campaign. So with that, we need plans, funds, policy, and to intensify the advocacy. Next slide, please. For the plans, we are encouraging our LGUs to ensure that that we have a plan to vaccinate the eligible children and assign a hotline if ever that there are mga AFIs that will be happening after the vaccination, but dapat natin naka-establish nga hotline that can be called by our parents and any other platform that can be reached to use and can be used to inquire about the vaccination campaign in our locality. Next slide, please. For the funds, if we have in our LGUs, we could have an adequate, safe, and good quality vaccination campaign funds will be needed for the following sufficient healthcare workers and volunteers, no? Because I understand that some areas have volunteers and sufficient personal protective equipment because napaghapon tayong mga cases sa COVID around in our community. So it is expected that our healthcare workers should always practice MPHS. So let us protect also the healthcare workers who are at the ground vaccinating our children. Then for the logistical operations, including also the vehicle fuels and needed to go around the community. So we have to allocate some of our funds for these activities. Next slide, please. For the policy, we have actually disseminated a template for the ordinance that can be adopted at the local level to improve the vaccination in our community. So this can be tweaked and this can be improved or also in madugangan o mga provisions, no? So depende sa inyong mga unsa i-include ninyo sa kaninga policy. So I think our secretariat have distributed a copy of the EO that can be adopted by your LGUs. Next slide, please. Advocacy. So we understand that the campaign has already started. The month-long campaign have already started. So does that mean nga muundang ang ato ang pag-advocate on COVID on MR-bOPV siya? No. So we have to have a simultaneous na advocacy kay napaghihapon tay mga laggers, napaghihapon tay mga hesitant parents that might be having second thoughts of kanang pagbakuna sa ilahang mga parents. So continue gihapon ta sa ato mga advocacy efforts. So we have to encourage our barangay personnel to support the campaign. So we could have a rekurida, ongoing a rekurida while we have vaccination efforts sa ato ang mga localities. And encourage all parents and caregivers to join and get their children vaccinated. We also have I think weeks ago we've sent letters to the LGUs soliciting. So gladly we received 13 responses for this request, and it is now posted in our DOH official page. So with that, no child should suffer or die from disease that can be prevented by vaccination. So naman tano, so I think these diseases are preventable. It has no cure, and it's only the vaccination itself can protect our children and can prevent can protect our children from getting these diseases, and can prevent an outbreak. Next slide, please. So this was discussed earlier by Ma'am Chair already, the objectives of our MR-bOPV SIA campaign. So with that, given our kanina na presentation sa mga accomplishment, we would like to see 95% of our parents and caregivers to have their children vaccinated against these diseases. So these are for the behavioral objectives. Next slide, please. For our communication objectives, we have 95% of parents and caregivers target their children to be aware and understand the importance of the campaign of having additional doses to protect their children against these diseases. All healthcare workers to have the capacity to communicate this program or this campaign to the public, and for our local officials to be convinced of the urgency to address measles and polio situation in the country and take action to prevent an outbreak. Also, we would like to have, we are also gearing towards our media reporters to disseminate correct information, our partners on MR-bOPV SIA. So kami thankful kaayo mi sa ato mga media partners who are always there to support our campaign and disseminate correct information on health programs. Next slide, please. So that's our primary and secondary audiences. So our primary target are the parents and caregivers to have their children vaccinated yun. So labi na katong na ay 0 to 5 years old ng mga anak. Next slide, please. So now, I will be imparting to you the key messages. So unsa man gyud ang among gusto ipaabot sa ato mga audiences. So specifically the parents who are watching over the Facebook page and also our audiences here at the hall. Vaccines are effective in stopping the spread of measles, rubella, and polio in communities, and vaccinating children will protect them from these diseases. So these diseases are highly contagious and can be fatal, and dito dapat mabalaka because our vaccines are proven safe and effective. And we are conducting the SIA campaign to avert an outbreak, a possible outbreak that could be detrimental not only to the health of the children and sa mga parents sa family situation, but also could be detrimental to the government as a whole. Next slide, please. So now through this campaign, we save our already exhausted health system from coping with another outbreak. So no child should suffer and die from diseases that can be prevented again by the vaccines. So we have preventing outbreaks now, even during the COVID-19 pandemic, is one of the most strategic decisions you can make as a leader. All children 0 to 5 years old and under 5 years old need to be given additional doses of MR-bOPV vaccines immediately to ensure protection from these deadly diseases. Next slide, please. So so gibanabalik-balik yun na mo ang unsang importansya ani ato ang MR-bOPV SIA so that we could have a vision nga ang ato mga children will be protected by these vaccine preventable diseases. So now let's go to our strategies. So if you can see, we have implemented these 5 strategies at the ground level, at the regional at local level, So, atong isa-isa ni ato ang mga strategies that has been implemented. Next slide. For strategy 1, advocacy and engagement with local chief executives. So we have actually engaged and also encouraged our local counterparts, local HAPOs, to lobby the campaign to their LCEs for support and to have it para naatay for a successful implementation of the SIA activity. Next slide, please. Strengthening capacities of our frontline workers in communication engagement. So for this strategy, ato na pong capacitate ang ato ang mga BHWs, HEPOs on IPCC so that they may be equipped to answer mga confusions, mga misconceptions, misinformations about this MRCA. Now, it was actually found out through a survey that bisan pa with the multimedia nato nga access, bisan pa with the social media, TV, radio, it is the healthcare worker that is being listened to by our parents. So maminaw gihapon sila sa ato mga parents. So that is why we are investing or we are capacitating them to have more knowledge and to have these skills to answer to the parents mga misconceptions atong from the parents regarding this campaign. Next slide, please. For our strategy 3, engagement of partners and influencers. So we've started engaging with our NGAs. So naana tayo mga partnerships forged between the several NGAs, national government agencies of the region, including the PNP, DSWD, and the DILG. Next slide, please. From the DILG, they have they have issued this memorandum. I hope you are provided already with the copy of the memo supporting the MR-bOPV SIA. So I'm not sure if mo work ba ang atong link, but it could be nice if we could actually present the actual memo. So we will present it later na lang, no? But then the Secretariat have already provided a copy to our audiences, to our participants in this forum. So you could scan, and it's stipulated there the items or the activities that could be done at the local level to support the MR-bOPV SIA campaign. The next slide, please. For the strategy 4, awareness raising and engagement with parents and caregivers. So we've actually encouraged our counterparts at the local level to conduct mga community and facility-based awareness raising on MR-bOPV SIA. So last week were a series of launching events wherein not pa to mga parents dito So naapod tayong mga infomercials, social media cards disseminated through radio, billboard, tarpaulins, posters, tricycle ads, and streamers. So earlier, if you've seen before the start of the program, there were a series of videos played in this LED wall. No? So nakita dito nga na atay we've engaged with pediatricians who shared information on measles, rubella, and polio, and encouraging also our parents to have their kids vaccinated. For the strategy 5, media engagement, we are so fortunate that we have already presented this ones at the mga media partners, and we are so thankful for PIA for giving us a slot on May 26 to engage with dagan sa ato ang MR-bOPV SIA because that will be on 26. So we will be seeing siguro an increase in our targets for that time, for that week na, no? So strategy 6, we have the monitoring and evaluation. So during also this month-long campaign, sagsagan intensive ang ato ang monitoring and evaluation of our efforts conducted at the ground. And this will also be translated, makita naman this will be translated, our strategies, the effectivity of our strategies will be translated by the results nga makita nato at the end of this month-long MR-bOPV SIA. So, just a quick rundown of the materials that is available for dissemination. So we have, next slide, moni siya ang naa sa atong drive for the material. So you can access this one and disseminate it. So we are thankful for our NGAs who've expressed that they will disseminate it in their own platform. So nakita niya mo nga nag-ubay-ubay ang mga NGAs nga nag-share sa mga posts, nagbutang sa ilaha mga waiting areas of mga videos nato. So we are so thankful for the help from our national line agencies. Next slide please. So again, this is our campaign handle, Chikiting Ligtas sa Datak Bakuna kontra kontra Polio, Rubella at Tigdas. Sige, so we'll just give a run-through of our available materials. All right. Sige, so next slide. All right, so this will be my last slide before I end my presentation. If you could remember, this quote was said or was kung siya, no, a very iconic nga quote from our national hero. So, di ba, Jose P. Rizal have said that ang kabataan ay kinabukasan ng ating bayan. So, our national hero, so let's secure the future of our children. Let's secure the future of our 0 to 5 children, know that they will be living, thriving in a world wherein wala na pong measles, polio, at rubella. So, be a hero today for our children. Make a choice for their health and for their future. I think that that ends my presentation. Thank you for listening, and we are hoping that we will have a more engaging session this morning. Magandang araw po.
Papa Vaccine! Bakunada! Chikiting ligtas!
Thank you so much once again, ladies and gentlemen. Another round of applause, please, to our Hepo 2. We have Ma'am Feby Rane Bouquet. And now to continue, ladies and gentlemen, the messages, or to give us the messages of support. Ladies and gentlemen, would like to call on the Agusan del Norte SP on Health. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for Honorable Dick Carmona.
Danlog yun sir. Okay, first, before I proceed, I would like to have my respect to Regional Director Cesar Casion, sir. Morning. And of course, from the City Council of Butuan, Councilor Doc Ed Gonzalez, sir. And also from the World Health Organization, sir. From the different provinces, from other provinces, cities, good morning. I know some of you would like to see me here in front of our governor from the Agusan del Norte. But sir, there was a conflict of schedule, and then I'd just like to correct, I'm not the chairman committee on health, it was my colleague. But since napud siya lain nga activity. But before I was informed, sir, that they sent me the program, and they sent me 2 messages, and then ang taas. Sabi nila, board, iba ka naman, magbut-buot na po kaya kung sa imong isulti. Pero ba ni mo basahon ang sulti ni Gob? But, you know, data shows how we do it in Agusan. Because if they don't have achieved what they call that Doc Ferrer, we have achieved our goals. Almost we have done our job. Siguro wala mi naglihok, but because of the eagerness of the Governor Angel, is very serious of this matter, because he always see that our children will have a right to a bright and healthy future in Agusan del Norte. But before I forget, di na ako basahon, sir, because I've been in other places, and then I observed that, like we have here visitor, they don't want more messages. They want less message, but more in action. And our action has speak it already in the data, which shows us that we have serious in our matter. But we also not forget and recognize the effort of the Department of Health because of this matter, sir. And we would like to congrats the Department of Health, our Regional Director, sir, for doing a good job. And before I forget, I would like also to congratulate our frontliners in Agusan del Norte, headed by, if you can see, hindi lang natin nakikita, sila talagang nagtrabaho nito. Yung mga officials, yung mga the LCEs will always be at their back, because if they have not done a good job, we cannot achieve the data what we have seen this morning. So again, it's not only one's job, it's not only for the LCE, it's a job for all of us, because we see the brighter future for our region in Caraga. Thank you and good morning.
Thank you so much once again, ladies and gentlemen, the SP on Health, Agusan del Norte, Honorable Dave Carmona. Another round of applause, please. And of course, for another message of support, ladies and gentlemen, would like to call on, all the way from Butuan City, SP on Health, Honorable Eduardo Gonzalez. Let's give a big round of applause, please.
Ipanumpa kong titigan o pagahugtan
Dagang
ko.
siingon ni Di Carmona nga dili ko no makatag og dagang minsay. Ako lang ning basahon, sir, kay basi malatos ko ni Mayor, sir. Akong dakong pagtahod, of course, to the regional director, my good friend, Cesar Casion. Of course, to board member Di Carmona, to the representative of our governors and mayors, the provincial health officers who are here this morning. Of course, our visitor from Bangladesh, Mr. Rabiul Sarkar, the WHO consultant. Thank you very much for coming, sir. I hope you do not regret coming here. Pasalamat me. I am so happy that you are here, so yet you can witness yourself, no? As you give technical support for this endeavor. A lot of us, I think 50% already of the target has been fulfilled. That goes to show that ang mga tao din here that are really working very hard to achieve that. So, indulge me on the mayor's message. Okay, malatos to our visiting delegates, welcome to Butuan. Increasing trend of polio and measles cases in the region is truly alarming. Kini nga mga sakit nga ila under control sa una are now posing threat to our communities. We must remain vigilant to prevent its re-emergence, for until now, wala paghihapoy tambal sa maong sakit. Bakuna lamang ang pamaagi aron malikayan kini. Nakita sa ninyo ganina, no? Gisulti gyud ni Dr. Hugaw. Ug I have personal experience with this. When I was small, my brother had also polio. I was with him during the sickness. I was also sick. Gahi lang kog ulo nga wa gyud ko na paralyzed. No, but there is no cure for it until now. So we can only prevent it. Just a few days ago, gilaunch nato ang Chikiting Ligtas sa daghang bakuna sa polio, rubella, antigdas campaign at Robinsons. Daghan in taong batang nang hilak kay wa may experience. Sige, hilak in taon. But that is for their own protection. I'm grateful that this program reached the city of Butuan. I would like to extend our thanks to the Department of Health, DSWD, the WHO, as well. Nasabtan namo nga ang ubang mga ginikanan mahimong adunay mga kabalaka bahin sa bakuna. Mao magining atong kanilaging politika, no? Sudlan ganing politika. Maayo para karon sudlan sa politika pag-impulse, paghimo pero naa na gani other factor of politika natdali tas ding baksya niya itong una tanawa ang mga parents na hadlok na noon sa babakuna. Pero karon, with your help, with the LGU's support, ato na siyang balihon, no? Atong ipasulti nila that vaccine is safe. Thus, it is imperative to influence and shape the healthy-seeking behavior of our constituents. We need to promote and advocate for vaccination and address the misconception and misinformation. Nakabalo naman ta, no? Ang atong fully immunized child, Doc Henry, 54% ratadok. Medyo 34,000 sa Measles-OPV, 40,000 atong target. That just goes to show nga atong fully immunized child here in Butuan. Layo patadok. But we will do that. I know Dr. Henry with Art Isguera there. I know this target for May 31 can be achieved. Kaya, Doc? Basig nagsulti ko din niya, bitaw, kaya na nato, no? And we are, just ask us for whatever assistance that you need, no? Through vaccination campaigns, we want to ensure that every child has access to these life-saving vaccines and that no child is left behind. While we are actively building Butuan to become a safe, livable, and health-promoting city, we are glad to have partners who are dedicated to delivering this program of service. Please know that the City of Butuan is fully supportive of the health-related endeavors. So once again, thank you very much and good morning.
Thank you so much once again. Of course, our SP on Health Butuan City, Honorable Eduardo Gonzalez. Let's give another round of applause, everyone. Now, before we continue with the pledge of commitment, I'd like to acknowledge, of course, once again, our media partners. We have the Brigada. Thank you so much. Where are the representatives from Brigada? And also, thank you so much. We have the Radio Trompeta. Thank you. We have the Real Radio. We have the Radio Cervato, Radio Pilipinas, Hope Radio, RMN, Magic FM, and SMNI. Thank you so much. And once again, welcome. So now, before we continue, I'd like to request everyone to please stand for the Pledge of Commitment. Requesting everyone to please stand. And please direct your attention to our screen or to the screen. And repeat after me. Please raise your right hand. Pledge of commitment. I, your name, take the pledge to commit ourselves to uphold and emulate the spirit of solidarity, to realize better health and well-being of all Caraganons. With affirmative actions, we pledge to support and proactively collaborate with the Department of Health, on the conduct of the MR-bOPV SIA in pursuit of curbing the virus transmission, and eventually assist in our long-term goal of eliminating vaccine-preventable diseases in the country. As partner advocates for health, we also pledge to do our utmost in sustaining the substantial gains born out of our concerted efforts through advocating for this massive immunization campaign. Geared towards the awareness and empowerment of individuals, across all communities so they can lead, inspire, and contribute meaningfully to our nation's endeavor to strive for a better and healthier future for all. So help me God. Thank you so much. So let's give ourselves a big round of applause. And now, ladies and gentlemen, before that, I'd like to call on for a closing remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause. The Provincial Health Officer of Surigao del Sur, our very own Dr. Eric T. Montes Claros. Let's give a big round of applause, please.
To the director, to honored guests, my friend Dr. Raviol, and to all fellow health workers, mayong udto. And yung panila ang kagutom atong tambalon, ikaduha ang vaccination. Uh, so, ang among maingon is if tanan nga nag-pledge karon dili lang bakakon mahimo gyud nato. Sur is the ang kuan ba the projected over the actual, no, against the actual population, but ang akong principle is even if it's 70% of the projected, as long as you get the children that is actually there, that's fine with me. To everyone, thank you for the pledges. And as I have said, if we are true to the pledge, we can do it. And so we close the program, and hopefully we go home with new vigor in pursuing the achievement of our target para protektado ang ato mga chikiting. Daghang salamat for coming, for everyone. May you travel safe going home. Thank you.
Thank you so much once again, the Provincial Health Officer of Surigao del Sur, Dr. Eric T. Montes Claros. Big round of applause, everyone. So time check, it is 11:49 on the clock. So again, before we enjoy our sumptuous meal, so I'd like to request everyone to please stand as we say the grace before meal. To be given to us by our artist illustrator 3, we have Colleen Labitad.
Okay, let us pray in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for everyone coming here, for giving us safety and guidance, Father. We pray for the food on our tables, Father, Lord. May you give this nourishment to our bodies. We lift everything to you, Father. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you so much. You may now take your seats first, ladies and gentlemen, as I give you some instructions before we're heading to our buffet counters. So again, to maintain order inside the venue and to observe physical distancing, all of you guys should have a photo op or opportunity first. So we have our photographers. So all of you, I'll be calling some table representatives or numbers. You may now take your seats first. So the photographer will capture this moment, of course, as our documentation. So let's begin.